Good evening, everyone. It's me, Marcus. It's 7:18 p.m. Today's date is January 4th, 2026. I just got home from watching the Bears game. They lost the last game of the regular season to the Detroit Lions off a field goal, and not the way that I wanted them to end the regular season, but they're still the number 2 seed, so what that means, they'll be playing Green Bay in the playoffs and in the wild card game or divisional game, and fit with the Eagles losing to the Commanders 24-17. Philly locked up the 3 seed. So my analysis of the game, the first half, the Bears played extremely sloppy, in my honest opinion. It seems as though they were a step slower than the Detroit Lions, and Detroit was executing perfectly on the offensive end. And Caleb Williams didn't have a really bad game. He threw for 2 touchdowns and an interception. The good thing is that the Bears came back from 16 points down in the second half to tie the game. However, they ended up losing on a field goal, so the score was Detroit 19, Chicago 16. I am happy they won their division. I am happy they're in the playoffs, obviously. And hopefully that we go in and just try to clean some skeletons out of the closet. We're playing Green Bay in Soldier Field. I don't know if the time has been determined yet, but hopefully the defense needs to step up. It needs to step up, or they need to address those problems in the offseason, whatever the case may be. But I still have faith. I still believe. Not every team that's playing right now is perfect. Every team in the league, in the playoffs right now, is banged up or just dealing with certain internal issues or flaws. Every team in the NFL, every professional sports team has flaws. And I've seen a few comments on Facebook that it's not a good idea. It's never good. It's never good to lose back-to-back games. It kind of deflates the momentum, which is true to an extent. It is true, but let's just think positively. They won their division. They are the number 2 seed. Anything can happen. They still can make a deep playoff run. They play sloppy. Yes, they played sloppy at home. They eventually came back to tie the game. They fought hard. They fought as hard as they could, and they just didn't go their way. They made some mental mistakes down the stretch, which cost them the game. But hey, they're human too. Yes, they get paid a lot of money, but they make mistakes too. Is it frustrating? Yeah, as a fan, it's frustrating. But they're in the playoffs. I'm excited they're in the playoffs. I can't wait to see what they do against Green Bay. They split the season series with Green Bay this year, and even though they played really sloppy in the first half, and they kind of turned it up the second half, or they fought in the second half. What I've noticed with the games that I've seen, sometimes I can't watch them all. I haven't watched them all because like I said, I work overnight at HEB. I'm an overnight grocery store stocker. Anyway, the games that I've seen, especially the crazy game against Green Bay, they were down that game. They were down by 10 late in the fourth quarter, 16-6. Ended up tying the game. That game went into overtime. And we all know what happened. If y'all didn't see that game, they ended up winning in overtime 22-16. So what I noticed with this game is that they fight. They fight no matter what. These guys don't quit. And that's what I love about this team. They don't quit. And that's why I think they're going to be a tough outing in the playoffs. I believe they can make a deep playoff run. However, they do need to clean up they need to take care of some hiccups and clean up some mistakes. Detroit was doing whatever they wanted to against them on the offensive end. It was as if Chicago was a step slow on the defensive end. And Chicago is known back in the day for its tough, physical defense. And they need to get back to that. They need to clean up some holes. They need to try to adjust and fix some holes and whatever. And depending how far they get this year, there's probably going to be some changes in the offseason as to, make the defense a little better. And hopefully, God willing, they make a deep playoff run. I would love to see them go to the Super Bowl, but anybody can win it this year. The Eagles could repeat. It doesn't matter. Anybody can win it. The Bears could go on Bears could get back on fire. Excuse me. Anybody in the AFC, the Patriots are hot. The Broncos are hot. I mean, Jacksonville, anybody. The Seahawks, the Niners, anybody can win it. It's up in the air, and it's up for grabs. The Chiefs have been eliminated. I believe they were eliminated last week or week and a half, 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. So it looks like their reign is over. They're probably going to rebuild or retool the team in some way, shape, or form. Not that I know. Anyhow, disappointed in the loss. Little bit of stress levels, obviously, but hey, they fought. They competed, and that's all I can ask for as a fan. And especially, they competed. They fought hard, they fought extremely hard, and I'm proud of that, the fact that they fought. They made it a game, came up short, but nothing but positive vibes. Nothing but positive vibes. I know there's going to be people on Facebook as supposed Bear fans going to say some negative shit. Cut it out. Please. They know they lost. You think they wanted to lose that game? No, they didn't want to lose. Maybe they just took Detroit for granted. Detroit was eliminated from playoff contention, I think, last week or 2 weeks ago. So Detroit really had nothing to lose. And that Detroit played a better game. Even though the Bears came back to tie the game, Detroit played a better game. They played a better game. And that's why they won the game late. Anyhow, like I said, disappointed, a little upset, but hey, Bears are in the playoffs. Number 2 seed. They still stay at the number 2 seed because the Eagles lost. And let's find a way to win. Let's find a way to beat Green Bay next week or the following week. Let's go, Chicago. Let's do this shit. Bear the fuck down. Chicago. The Bears.